Welcome, everyone. Today, myself and Dan, which I'll introduce us in a second, we're going to talk about revolutionizing your backup strategy with NinjaOne and with our new upgraded image backup engine. So we'll get us going here. How you doing? My name is Nick DeStefano. I'm a senior product marketing manager here at NinjaOne. One of my main products is backup, and I'm sure if you guys have joined our backup webinars in the past, myself and Dan look pretty similar or pretty familiar. And Dan Myers over here, our product manager for backup as well.
Morning, everyone, or good afternoon, evening. Seems like we got about 15, 20 countries represented. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, this is great. So I see participants jumping in still. So just to give you an idea of what we're going to talk about today, this is going to be at our agenda. We're going to introduce NinjaOne's upgraded image backup engine. We'll go over a brief comparison of our old image backup engine and the new one, kind of, some key differences, key upgrades, why NinjaOne Backup and Image Backup together uh, is great to use, and how it can help solve some common use cases. Dan will show off a little bit of the image backup engine, a few different areas, kind of what we have now. We'll discuss, three kind of what's coming next type of features for NinjaOne Backup on the horizon. And then we'll do an interactive Q&A session as well as a giveaway. Um, as always, if you've been on some of the webinars with myself and Dan, I will be monitoring the chat, but if you have any specific questions, feel free to drop them into the Q&A section. And I'll be reading off of there. Dan and I will be reading off of there as we get towards the end. Um, we also have, I'll mention a little later, we have some, key resources to give you guys as well. Um, that'll just, explain a little bit go a little bit more in detail about what Dan and myself talk about today. But with that, let's kick it off. So, NinjaOne Image Backup. As mentioned, we recently upgraded our image backup solution. I don't know, Dan, I'd say pretty substantially within the last release and, within the coming releases as well. So just want to give you kind of a quick overview of about five key features, key points, key upgrades that we've really added over here from our old engine to our new engine. So some of the key features for the engine are as follows. First one is going to be enhanced flexibility for retention policies. So now you can decide how many daily, weekly, monthly copies to keep, which is huge. As well as once we introduce, I'll give you a little teaser, some hybrid functionality a little down the line, you'll have the ability to set separate retention policies for both cloud and local plans. So between that and the ability to decide how many daily, weekly, monthly copies, we really kind of enhance the flexibility options there for retention policies for image backup. Second one here is going to be, kind of our intelligent incremental backups allow for faster image backups. And they do this by focusing only on what's changed from the previous backup, which greatly reduces the amount of data that needs to be backed up in each incremental backup, without saying backup too many times. But the idea there is just, boiled down is just faster image backups, really help with the incrementals, only focusing on what's changed from previously. So really upgrading that speed there, which will help, kind of everybody. Next one here is going to be by utilizing chainless backup technology and deduplicated data, we can provide a smaller storage footprint than previously. We do that basically by eliminating any unnecessary full backups and any redundant storage. So really focusing on, enhanced flexibility, faster backups, to help your team, as well as a smaller storage footprint overall. So, really kind of introducing some new technologies here and really making image backup as efficient and effective as possible. Directly released along with our image backup plan is, more enhanced security with immutable cloud storage, right? So even, secure your data protection even more with immutable cloud storage across all NinjaOne backup plans now. So both file and folder and image. So just kind of another little in conjunction with the image backup engine, but just some, again, some kind of fun, awesome enhancements to NinjaOne backup as a whole. but wanted to just call that out here as well. And finally, as always, our kind of single platform, single pane of glass, everything in one, in one system. Manage your backups effortlessly from a single platform, all within the NinjaOne platform as a whole, as well as our NinjaOne backup dashboard, which, as Dan and I work on backup going forward, we're always trying to make improvements and enhancements to the backup dashboard specifically to just make it as easy as possible to get a bird's eye view and manage and monitor any of your backups, both file and folder and image, as we go forward. So just wanted to hit on some key features there, um, you know, kind of for the new image backup engine. And with that, I'll hand it off to Dan to dive a little bit deeper into the specifics of some of these key features, do kind of a top level comparison of the old and new, as well as walk through some use cases with where NinjaOne Backup and Image Backup can help your team. So with that, I'll hand it over to Dan.
Awesome. Thanks, Nick. It's great to see everyone today. Appreciate you all taking time out of your busy week. I am the product manager for NinjaOne Backup. So what I am responsible for is setting the roadmap, explaining to our engineering and development team, how is this supposed to work? When you click this button, what should happen? And so a lot of brain racking has gone through over the last year and a half of getting all the pieces to the puzzle that we're going to be showing you today. Really excited to show it to you. So we're going to take a look at what is different between our old and new image backup. We're going to talk about all of the items on the old side first and then explain some of their counterparts here on the right-hand side. So our existing product today that has been around, I think, for about 4 years with our image backup is the fact that it is a chain-based technology. So we are forced to keep every incremental backup until the retention is met, until additional full backups are required to be taken so that you can trim retention. I've always said the adage here of if you're trying to keep 30 days of backups, you can't just drop the full on day 31. You can't drop the first incremental on day 32. So this ties into our second point. We required periodic full backups, if only to trim retention in any way. If we weren't taking full backups, every single point is required to depend on the previous points before it. Our existing system required a full scan of each volume during the backup, and this increased times. Sure, we didn't have to write in every single part of the volume that we were scanned. When we read, we can quickly recognize that nothing has changed, but it adds up, and especially as you have larger volumes to scan, if there is, if you've got a 4 terabyte volume, that backup will take a significant amount of time, even if not a lot of data has changed. Now, with our singular retention option in the old system, you were only capable of saying keep 30 days local and hybrid, local in cloud, 60 days local in cloud when using our hybrid product. And the vast majority of our customers were using cloud only, but it served as a limiter if anyone was interested in keeping more or less in any one destination. And because we were a chain-based technology, we didn't have any deduplication opportunities to work with. We had compression. Our compression works fine, but we really couldn't take full advantage of being able to trim bits of data because every single bit of data was required. So what are we doing in our new system to counteract this? Well, first, we are reducing the storage usage with our new image backup across the board in a few different ways. Single full. You are never going to need to take another full backup after your first one. It will be incremental from then on out. We don't need an additional full to do any type of retention or trimming. And this is literally going to just save you on storage right away. Less fulls equals less storage. Who knew? Well, with our chainless backup, yeah, sure, it's a bit of a buzzword, but it's real. Chainless backups allows us to trim data, meeting your retention schedule, without taking a new full. So as we're going to be taking a look at some of the actual policy settings, you have the ability to say, keep 6 months of backups, but I only need 7 days of daily, 4 weeks of weekly, and please don't make me do math. Just the rest are monthly, please. And with that, that means that we are capable of saying, it's been 8 days. Go ahead and get rid of your backup point. I don't need you anymore. I can reference the rest of the data through the other backups for you here. Now, this is really valuable because obviously in our last system, we talked about having to keep every single point. So if you compare our old image system where you're attempting to keep 2 months of backups, that's at minimum 60 backup points that you're going to be keeping, right? Now, with our new system, let's say you want to keep 6 months, so 4 months extra than our example on the old system. You're talking about 7 dailies, 4 weeklies, you're at 11, the rest monthly. I mean, just consider it 6, 5. You're at 15, you're under 20 points for keeping around 6 to 9 months of backups on our new system. So again, dramatically lowering storage consumption based on being able to reduce the points kept 2, 3, 4 times in some cases, based on some of your retention needs. So, and again, most people in your system, in your organization, if you're trying to keep 6 months of backups, no one's asking you for the April 25th point at 3 p.m. They just says, do you have anything in April? That's usually what most people are after. Okay, we've talked about our reduced storage usage. Let's talk about deduplication. Now, again, because we are capable of dropping data based on the granular retention schedule, this means in practice, we know the position of each block of data we back up at any given time and where it lives on the disk at different backup revisions. So we know how to restore an entire image of the C volume because we have an indexed copy. We have basically an index of every single block that we've backed up and where it's supposed to go. Now, because we're capable of dropping bits of data, it serves to reason why keep the same data twice. So if we have backed up the same block of data twice, or if we've seen that before, those are direct deduplication savings that we can take advantage of. And we are showing this to you in the NinjaOne dashboard, showing you how much deduplication is doing on volume C, on volume D. So giving you a great insight as to how this is going and how your storage consumption is going. Faster backups. We no longer need to scan the whole volume. We know exactly what has changed since the last backup. We know what the state of the last backup was. We take a little snapshot at the very beginning of our backup job, and we're able to compare it. Instead of having to scan the whole drive, we say, here are the 10 things that have changed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The backup's done. Conservatively, right? Do you think 20% of your disk changes every time? Probably not, but let's just go with it, right? That does about directly translate that in theory, you're back probably 80% faster if you're only backing up the 20% reading and backing up the 20% that changed. So we are seeing dramatic increases in decreases in the time it takes for backups to run based on this technology. And as Nick pointed out, our entire backup product is immutable now. We know this is a major point for our customers, and there's nothing you need to do on your end. We've taken care of it all on our back end and in product with additional security controls and object lock in our buckets. You are now protected with immutable backups, both on our image and our file folder. All right, so we've touched on the new stuff. Why should you be looking at Ninja Backup and more specifically our image backup? So some of these may seem obvious, but there are 4 use cases we want to touch on today. Disaster recovery, right? Those of you using an image backup product for your servers today know how important this is, or your workstations. Now, I also want to point out that I'll give you a great example. My time in the MSP space, we used an image product for most of our clients for their servers, but some clients didn't want to shell out for the cost of the image backup solution. And so we ended up putting them on a file folder product, something more cost efficient and effective that they were willing to pay. Guess who had to restore the entire server, though, when it went down, and not just the files? Me. And we realized not having an image backup product was hindering our ability to restore quickly and effectively so that we could get on with managing their business and any other business that we were managing. So I really want to point out that disaster recovery and an image backup can be a time saver and sort of a multiplier of you being able to use your time effectively. Now, ransomware for workstations. We like to tout that our product is great for this aspect because if you are backing up the image of the system, it will be easier, just like I said about those server systems, it will be much easier to restore in the event that something goes wrong from a security perspective. Now, the nice thing with our image backup product is you get the best of both worlds of image and file folder. Our image product allows you to restore files and folders directly back to the machine or to another machine running Ninja Backup. Some of you may hear that and realize that's new. We used to always be able to download. You always could mount a volume and download a file directly, but you couldn't restore to the original location like our file folder product could. And now you can. So you're getting the best of both worlds with image because you can do that file level recovery. Um, and along with, I'll skip to number 4 here because maybe you don't think that you need to back up everything with an image platform. I think you should take a look at it because I think our space savings are going to be worth it. But at the minimum, you should consider your VIPs and using an image-based product for them, right? That VIP that will be upset when you restore their machine and their icons are out of order or their application preferences are different. So an image backup will make sure that those things remain as they were expected and could provide a much better experience for some of your VIP high-level employees that you manage. And then going back to number 3, I mean, right, this is how most people utilize an image-based product. It's for server backups. And again, just hanging on to what I said on number 1, if you're backing up a server, you got to make sure you're doing it with image, and you got to make sure that you have a great system in place that'll get you back up and running in quick fashion. All right. So I think where are we with some demo time? All right, cool. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And what could go wrong? A live demo. I'm sure nothing. And so let's take a look here. I want to walk you through what our new system looks like. So we're going to start by taking a look that backup now has a nice little fold down. Image is our new system. If you were on our old system, if you have backups, if you have data saved, you will see legacy. Some of you are already going to ask, oh my gosh, are you getting rid of it? Yeah, eventually. We're going to give you plenty of notice, plenty of time. We are not going to make some sudden decision and say you have a couple months, go. So no worries about that, all right? Now, something a little different. Our legacy system allowed you capability of having multiple plans here, okay? Multiple full image backup plans. 98% of people were only using one. And so we have done something similar here, only allowing you to have a single backup plan per policy. It's very similar to the way we're doing patches, right? You have a single set of patch settings in your policy. And what this makes sure it allows us to be capable of doing from the get-go, some of you may know a few pain points of by allowing you to have multiple plans in our image system, in our file folder, it's very difficult to migrate from policy to policy and keep your backup. Now, if you've put your backup policy high up in your policy chain, which is what we recommend, that's no problem. That new policy can inherit the same plan. But if you're putting it way low on the chain, there's nothing to match up to. And this is one of the main reasons why we chose to go single plan. And we'll touch on this a little more here. Now, our product is launching right now as cloud only. The majority of our customers are using that, which makes me a little sad because I really want everyone to take advantage of hybrid for safety and redundancies. That hybrid product will be coming out in the next release in an early access build. But the nice thing is with our new image backup product, you will be capable of changing from cloud only to hybrid on the fly at any given time, and vice versa to any other thing. You want to change from hybrid to local only? Oh, okay, sure, go ahead. You can do that, and you don't need to start over. And so that's something very important for us. So here we have some of our scheduling options, and we have the options available for how many backups you want to keep. We let you set the top level. So I'm going to say I want to keep my cloud backups for 9 months. I'll keep my dailies for 10 days. I'll keep my weeklies for 8 weeks, and I will just keep the monthlies until the limit is reached. So you don't have to worry about trying to finagle that last one to equal 9 months, okay? Part of the things that we have going on here, we're going to help you not choose values that would exceed the total amount. So if you see here, I'd set it to keep 2 months. I've got weekly set to 6 weeks, and I no longer can pick 21 days, 30 days of dailies. That might be extreme, but just to give you an idea, if you were to come drop this down to 1 week, these options are available. So we guide you through the options that you have available towards picking the retention values that you're interested in. Something a little different from our legacy system to our new system is how we handle inclusions and exclusions. Our old system was a very much an inclusionary model. You had to choose system, all, or custom and note the volumes that you wanted to back up. Now we are taking the assumption that you're here for an image backup product, you want to back up the entire machine. Now, we still understand that you may want to exclude a specific volume, and we'll give you that ability here to say, hey, please don't back up the R drive. That's always the archive, okay? Also, we're going to let you do something like this. If you want to standardize volumes that shouldn't be a part of your backup solution, such as SQL logs, such as a cache drive, you can name the volumes that in Windows, and we will now exclude any volumes named SQL log across the board. By default, we'll be excluding removable disks, and I'll show you how this looks at the node level in a moment. You'll have the capabilities of overriding those if you're interested in. The rest are fairly standard. Prevent the device from sleeping, attempt to wake up, run the plan immediately if missed. Some great power options here. And we're capable of running a script before the backup job runs. Okay, if you want to try and run a command to quiet a line of business app. You can also choose to cancel the backup job if your script exits as a fail. Okay, if you don't want that to happen, you can stop the backup job from running. And likewise here, you can run a script after the backup job here, which gives you the flexibility of saying, hey, start that line of business app up. And you can mark the backup job failure or completed with warning if that script doesn't do what you want. Figuring from the fact that you might have greater visibility into failed backup alerts, right? And so that is how we are approaching that. While I'm here, I always want to make sure that everyone is aware of one of our most recent additions to the backup product. We have 2 conditions that I think are vital that everyone should be setting up immediately. Okay? Backup job, last success threshold alert. Okay. Go set this on your servers here. If a backup hasn't completed successfully in 30 hours, I'll want to know about it. Okay. This is vital in the event that something goes wrong. Okay. Maybe a backup doesn't complete. Maybe it hangs. Maybe someone turned off the plan. All right. If you don't have a success of backup in this policy here in 30 hours, I want to know about it. But maybe you don't need to know about it for workstations as frequently. Don't alert me until such an arbitrary number, but don't alert me until 130 hours. And another thing that might be valuable here is the ability to alert on a job running for a long time, something that you might want to be aware of in case you are waiting for some failure message or success message that won't come. All right. So look, backup is a team sport. You guys have probably heard me say it. It's my job to give you a great product, but it's your job to keep an eye on things as well and make sure that you are safe and protected. And this is one of those ways that we really just want to make sure that you know you have some things at your disposal. Okay. I think we've taken a pretty great look at our image backup system. Are we moving into some upcoming features and teasers here, Nick?
We sure are.
All right, excellent. Nick thinks I'm only going to show three things. I probably keep going. So let's take a look. So first of all, you guys are going to ask, when is the hybrid coming? Oh, okay. Sorry, I've already got us prepped on something else. I want to show you guys something that is new. Coming up in let me take a pause. Our North America friends, you're getting this feature tonight. The whole image backup system will automatically be turned on for everyone tonight. We've been in a beta for 8 months. So if you don't see it today, uh, have a sleep and enjoy it tomorrow. I know we've had a couple of delays. We appreciate your patience on that. But along with this update comes something that I'm rather thrilled about. I think this makes enabling and onboarding our backup product even easier. We're going to give you the flexibility of coming into the device search, selecting a few agents, and saying, I want to enable backup. Now, the nice thing here is if something isn't eligible or it's already enabled, we'll tell you, right? So these two are already on. So I'm saying, hey, we're skipping the devices with NinjaOne Backup already enabled. This will give you great flexibility to when you onboard perhaps a new customer at your MSP or a new office in your IT environment. You're just going to go start searching for Windows servers, and you're going to go to that new organization and turn backup on across the board. All three, one, two, three, real quickly, without having to go multiple areas and turn on and add the policy. Okay. And because we also always give you the capability of changing policy to something with an image backup, you'll have that flexibility to do that as well. All right, let's take a look at some of the new features coming to the image product. By the way, this is also something new, a couple of releases now, but if backup is on in your organization, you have the flexibility of turning that agent off and on from the settings and applications, along with directly coming in here to the backup system and taking a look exactly. I'm showing you a dev environment, so this looks a little silly. Don't worry about it. But I do want to really tout what our hybrid capabilities are going to be, right? With hybrid, we're giving you that capability of running hourly backups. We'll run all of the hourly backups locally, and then we will sync a point to the cloud on the daily. We'll also be giving you the flexibility, because I talked about how great our cloud mount system is for downloading individual folders or files or restoring individual folders or files. If you get a ticket and you'll go, oh no, the point hasn't synced to the cloud, you'll be able to go and sync any or all of the hourly points that haven't gone to the cloud so that you could mount and do your restore. So we'll give you the flexibility of saying, again, on your local, how many dailies worth of hourlies, how many dailies worth of dailies, weeklies of weeklies. and you can have them be different. Now, we're going to give you some flat times that might fit your needs, but we're also going to give you a really nice system that'll allow you to customize when your hourly backups are going to run. So I got to say, this is one of the things that I am most excited about ever having been a part of here. And we're going to do our best to also give you like a really simple uh, little note of what that all means here. Okay. So by customizing the schedule, we're going to tell you when the backup will run. And we're really excited about that. Additionally, I always like to talk about security. Anytime you ever make a change to a backup, I will force 2FA. It sounds annoying. First of all, you shouldn't be making changes too often, but we do believe it is a good security effort so that someone cannot come in here, lower your retention, run out, and you have now caused a loss of backup data. It is the same way in which by any user that initiates a deletion of backup data today is required to 2FA and is held for 72 hours. So we are going to require that. And I know in the future, we're looking at actually alerting you on a backup policy changing through a system level activity, an activity that can't be turned off on that policy level as well. Okay, I think I have one other thing that I would be interested in sharing. And then, Nick, if I've missed something, you can keep me honest here. Um, with our upcoming release, the next release, not the one tonight, okay, we've redone our entire screen of what it means at the organization level to turn on backup, okay? So you guys are familiar with today that when you come into a machine or when you come into an organization, backup looks like this. Okay. I don't even want to look at this anymore. It makes my eyes bleed. Okay. So there's too much here. All right. We're simplifying this across the board. And one of the features that I'm really excited about is allowing an auto deploy to machines of a certain type. Right. Most people know that they want to deploy backup to their servers automatically, or they know that they want to back up all servers. Can't tell you how many times in my MSP days, the project team stood up a new server, forgot to tell the backend team, didn't install the backup something, and we didn't know about it until we were in a bit of danger. You couple this with the fact that we do have an activity for backup installed. You can go ahead and set this. You'll get notified of when backup got automatically deployed to a new server. You'll be good to go. Now, there still may be machines that you don't want to deploy to, even though you want to deploy to all servers. Maybe it's a Hyper-V host. You're capable of coming in here and saying, no, 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 don't deploy to the server. Also, coming in the next release is the ability per organization to change the cloud storage location. So if you have a customer on the East Coast and you're on the West Coast, you can change their location at the organization level. 2 releases, you can change it at the location level as well. So further specify. Let's see here. Nick, what else did you have on your list that I'm probably forgetting?
Let's see. We had hybrid image backups, which we
Yep.
discussed, network share.
Network share. Yep, absolutely. That is coming down the pipe. So the ability to back up NAS shares, backup SMB shares on a Synology, on a QNAP. We're going to give those flexibilities. It's something that we haven't had, and we know people are really interested in. I'm going to make a really gutsy move and see. Nope, I don't have it in here to show you yet. That's all right. So that is coming soon. Also, um, we are working on a boot verification system. Okay. So this is the idea that you take your image backup here and you send the information to our cloud and we boot it, take a screenshot at the login. We tell you some key services that are running and we show you your machines can boot. We think this is one of the most important features we will work on in backup in the coming year. We're really excited about it. Um, I am very much interested in your feedback on this feature. If you would like to talk to me about this and why it's important for you, I would really love to get information about what you're looking for. This is another part of my job. I've gone through and shown people these designs of our image backup system and said, what's important? What should happen when you do this? What should happen when you do that? What do you need frequency wise? Um, I'll give an example. I know I saw Q&A on there. When are you going to allow us to create multiple image backup plans? I'm not. And why? We discovered that 98% of people were only using one, and having multiple complicates it. As long as we were capable of giving you great retention, flexibility between the local and the cloud, the ability to change from cloud only to local, we're meeting people's needs, we found out. Um, and I can only do that by working with some of you. So, dan.myers@ninjaone.com. I would love to talk with you and get a feel for what is important. I want to know about frequency and scheduling and remediation and alerting. So this will be really valuable. I hope you guys blow up my email inbox and I'd love to schedule some time. And let's see here. Um, oh, I did say that I would show a little bit of how an agent will look. Okay. So our managed system here, right? This is our new image system. Zoom in just, oh, wow. Zoom in a little bit here. When you're using hybrid, we'll actually tell you the difference between how much you're using locally and how much you're using via cloud. Okay. Um, and we will give you some necessary all this information here. It used to be in the table format, which is good in a restore, but it took up a lot of space. So what we're using here is we're trying to give you the most important information. How much is used on this volume? 18.25 gig out of 50. And how much backup storage is being used? 9. 10 gigabytes local, 14 cloud. There would be deduplication. This is my demo environment. Bear with me, but you would see how much is deduplicated per volume. We feel that being able to come here and see this information gives you a critical understanding of how well your backup is performing against the storage consumption that you're using. And when you jump into a machine, we'll give you similar bits of information. This data scanned is similar to what we have in our legacy product today, but it was always the size of the volume, right? Because we had to scan the whole thing. So this means that we found, 1.88 gigs of blocks of data that had any amount of change in it. Okay, so that's how a block-based backup system works. Even though something small changes, we have to back up the block again. But look, we're still capable of compressing that down pretty nicely. Now, in an upcoming release, this is before 7, okay? We have worked on a feature that is showing, on average, we can further reduce incremental sizes by 50 to 70%, every single one in our image backup. And we're capable of doing that through what I can honestly describe as black magic when it was first shown to me. But really, it is, I said that if any little bit of data changed in a block, we had to back up the whole block. We found ways while still remaining chainless and keeping all of our flexibilities that we talked about, where we don't have to upload that entire block. And what it means is, I mean, you guys would be so surprised how much stuff changes every single time on your disk. We are looking at a disk, little bits and changes, little bobs, Chrome updates here, and great. Now we got to go back up 500 meg of blocks because of a Chrome change. This is going to help us even further. So we know that right now our storage consumption is looking fantastic. I mean, you guys can see here that I mentioned, this is a machine using 18 gigs. We've already been taking backups for quite a while here. We're using under 10 gigabytes, right? And we feel like that's pretty great. But we're going to be doing even better in an upcoming release. So stay tuned for that. I'm trying to think if I have anything else I want to blurt out here. I think we're in a pretty good spot. Really excited to get you guys into this. Um, if you guys have not been with us in our backup product, maybe you demoed it in the past, maybe you've only taken a look at file folder way in the past. We're hoping we can meet your needs today. So please reach out if you would like to take a look. We'd love to tell you more. All right, Nick, back to you.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
Only 43 Q&A? Oh boy.
Yeah, Dan, this is
Let's
nuts.
do it. This is
One
the
of our
part I
bigger.
love.
I was going to say, at this point, do you want dealer's choice? We're probably not going to be able to get to everyone's questions.
I
So,
know, I know. Let me
uh,
try and can we use this as an image for deploying new laptops with a golden image? Kind of, look, a backup product typically isn't utilized for this. We are exploring what a kind of deployment system might look like. If you're interested in this, please submit a feature request. Has pricing changed? I mean, we always have tiers and options available depending on when you last checked with us. I mean, the answer could kind of be just yes. Um,
I was
reach
going to
out,
say,
reach
yeah.
out to your account manager and say, I heard about this new image backup system. What do you got? All right. We are not compatible with ARM today. If we store multiple full backups, does the deduplication take into effect across full? Well, there's only one full ever. In fact, quite frankly, there's not even a concept of full and incremental. It's just that the backup runs and looks to see if it's done this already. And obviously, the first one, it hasn't done anything. Um, will these changes be applied to existing backups? No, no, they will not. You have to set up your plans from scratch. Okay. So we did not want to I'll be directly honest. We didn't want to deal with a migration because that starts to get dicey and we have to account for a lot of stuff. And here's what you do. You create your new image plan. Go take your time, put it high up in the policy. And oh, I remember what I was going to show. Let me bring it back real quick. Um, and remember, you still have flexibility at the volume level. Okay, so here's how you're going to see this at the node level. Um, you're going to be capable of coming in here and clicking certain volumes that we can see. We'll even tell you if it's a removable disk or not, right? So we always recommend putting your backup policy high up in your policy tree, and then you get to leverage that on-off feature at the organization and know that that's when your settings will apply. So what you want to do here is you want to enable image. When you're ready, you just disable the legacy plan from running. So you're only going to be taking one backup a day now moving forward. Retention on the old plan will naturally trim over time, and you'll be using less storage. So you will be net positive on starting to use less storage rather quickly here. In the next release, not the one coming out tomorrow, we're going to give you a feature that allows you to delete multiple backups, multiple agents worth of legacy backup data. If you want to work ahead of your trim retention and you just want to blast it out, you can do that with multiple. So we'll help you out with that. All right, so that is the That's a deal with new and old plans. When will the new image backup take effect? If you're in North America, tomorrow. Sorry about the delay. There is a way to throttle bandwidth used. It's in our organization settings. Please take a look and you can, of course, set an individual throttle limit per machine. Let's see here. Will it be possible to add other own cloud storage as target? Honestly, we lean heavily towards no at that today. Couple of reasons. It increases complexity and support costs, but most people are concerned about price. And we feel that we could be very competitive on our price per storage today. And if we get close to that number, people are saying, well, that's really why I cared about bringing my own storage. So it keeps things simple is the answer of why we're probably not going to be doing that. Can we back up an on-site NAS to the cloud? Yes. Well, sorry, not today. That's what we're working on with our network storage. We're going to target a couple releases from now. Really excited to get that in your hands. Does image backup work for all OS? No, it's Windows only. HIPAA compliant? Yes, we are HIPAA compliant. Is full. Are cloud backups protected from ransomware? Yes. So our cloud backups are immutable. And also to the point, if somehow a machine was ransomwared and we took a backup, it's no big deal. We're just not going to touch that point, right? We're going to use prior points. So we are safe from that. Region options for cloud backup coming, or is it simply based on our host region? Private feature. You tell me that you're a US company and you need to set one of your organizations to back up to Germany, call me. I have something that can enable that for you in the next release, I believe. Does Image Restore rely on identical hardware to original? No, it doesn't. We can restore it to different hardware. One of the major stipulations is we have to restore it to the same size disk or greater. So for example, if you have a terabyte disk that you're backing up, you can't restore it to a 512 gig disk. It's something we're looking into. Seems to be a little challenging across most products, but yeah, our image restore tool is what you use for this. It allows you to bare metal restore directly to whether it's a physical machine, a virtual machine. You're basically booting from a USB or a virtual USB into our little tool that helps you restore. So if we, let's see here. One backup product I need before moving to Ninja is 365 backup SharePoint email. On the roadmap, no, because it's released. Confetti. You now have SaaS backup available for our European region and North America region, and we'd love to show it to you. So we have partnered with a third party, and we're going to be integrating it directly into the product to basically create a bespoke, unique 365 Google Workspace backup product. We have 365 today. Google Workspace will be coming very soon. All right, how are we doing on time? We're doing okay, right? All right. Are backups encrypted? Yes, at rest and in transit. Cloud, anything on the roadmap for cloud virtualization, server dead, run in the cloud, business continuity. Yeah, we're exploring this. It basically is going to be the next step after our boot verification, which again, reach out to me, Dan.Myers, MYERS, at ninjaone.com. I want to hear about your boot verification needs. But we figure once we have boot verification done, now this isn't set in stone, we figure the next step could be, all right, just let me run it from the cloud. Give me some sort of connectivity options. Let me run here I will figure out where I want to restore. And then it will give you that capability. You continue to take backups on that machine and then give you the option of restore. That's where I see things going. Um, and boot verification really is a catalyst towards this, I think. All right. Any plans to add local drives such as USB as a local backup destination? Send me a feature request on this. It's something so we technically it, backing up to USB is technically unsupported, but I know a lot of people are doing it. It's just an SMB share, right? In fact, I know a lot of people are doing it. We'll always work to um, help in that. I do see a path later in the future to maybe allow you to specify that disk and not be an SMB share. So maybe in the future here. Um, will there be option for just local image backup? Yes. That will be an early access feature in our next release. You can check out local only. Don't get the cloud mount features to pull out individuals, folders, and files yet, though. That has to go through our cloud. All right. What is the most requested feature that is not included in this release? I'm going to assume it's image. Um, here, I think probably most of this stuff is kind of coming already. So it's got to be hybrid, right? We know we know that is a big ask. I was really dismayed to see that like literally 95% of our current image customers are only using cloud. So that's what we prioritize to get out the door. But hybrid is already working great. We do also have a feature that may not make the early access, but fail open when you're in hybrid. So if you are in hybrid and you can't reach your local storage destination, no worries, just go cloud backup. So I think that'll be really positive for laptops and mobile workforces as well. Let's see here. Yeah, cover the availability of Mac with our backup. So we're doing Mac with file folder cloud only today. And that's what we have for our Mac system. Mac with NinjaOne Backup. Um, how about direct to hypervisor image restoration without a boot CD? Not today. It's something we might look at in the future. We're an we're an agent-based backup product. So where many utilize an appliance or an application as like a control center, and then you must link to the hypervisor or manually deploy agents. Um, we're agent based, right? And so we're focusing primarily on agent based backups. If we did anything, I could see us looking at restore only. I never see us. Never say never. I don't see us looking at agentless backups strictly because if you are coming and looking at our backup product, you already have Ninja and you already have an agent on the machine and you click a check mark and you're deployed. You don't have to go deploy anything else, link with credentials. That's where I'm kind of approaching that today. Um, let's see here. We talked about 365. SaaS backup is available now. Please reach out. Would love to get you taking a look at it. Would be handy to know when a backup job is not finished and another one is starting or exists already. So yeah, check out our conditions today in product. Okay, add a condition to your policy. Backup job duration alert. Alert me when a job has exceeded X hours or last success is greater than X hours. Really, I seriously, every webinar I'm going to ever be on, you guys need to go set this today because I do not want someone to come to me in time and say, hey, um, someone turned off my backups and I didn't get a notification on it. Well, that's why this exists, right? Let's see here. when will the legacy backup be turned off? There's no timeline right now. Okay. I can tell you that we will give good notice. And we don't really have any desire to be rude about it and try and force it. Like we think our product forces itself just by being a great system with efficiency gains across the board. Will there come a day when we're emailing you individually? Maybe, but that's gonna be way out there. Okay, we'll give you plenty of time. Can Ninja publish the best practices similar to what you do for patching? Yes, and I think we're going to make sure that this goes out. If not, I'm adding to Nick's plate. We have a lovely backup best practices guide, and we will love to get that out to everyone a part of this webinar.
All right, Dan, I'd say let's do another minute or so, and then I'll bring
Oh,
out.
you're right. You're right. Okay, let me see if I can
And don't worry if we didn't get to your question in, the live portion. We will be answering these, and we'll send out the answers after the fact.
Someone asked if I could demonstrate how to restore a cloud backup to a different machine. Yes, it is in our documentation. Go look up Image Restore. It's a video and it's me, and I show you how to do an image restore from scratch really cleanly and effectively. Okay, we have so many. I appreciate this. I hope I've been able to do a good job in answering. This is great. If you have something critical that you need me to answer, please reach out. Reach out to your account manager. Let's get you taking a look. I think I'm talking over prize time, right, Nick?
Yeah, JP just popped back in,
Okay.
but pretty good, Dan. 34
All right.
answered.
Hey, I don't
Thanks,
blame you.
everyone.
That's a lot of questions, a lot of great questions. Thanks everyone for those
Yeah, thanks
questions.
so
We'll be
much.
sure to route those over to your AM so that they can reach out and give you an answer. But yeah, when you see my face, you know it's giveaway time. If we want to move to the giveaway slide real quick. We're doing something a little different this time. We're trying something new. We're working with a really great customer of ours called Decked. If you're not familiar, they are a really cool company. They focus all on like truck bed organization, cargo crates, cargo slides, uh, toolboxes, things like that. And we're basically going to give our winner today essentially a shopping spree on the Decked website. I'll be reaching out this week with details on how we're going to do that. This is new for us, so we're trying something out. And, we know not everyone in the IT industry drives a pickup truck, so don't worry about it. If you don't have a pickup truck and you still win, we'll work something out. But I'll be reaching out from that email, jp.bremer@ninjaone.com, with details. And before I do that, I also want to pop some resources real quick. Here's our YouTube. Here's our Discord. Here's a backup resource blog so you can learn a little bit more about the differences between file and image backup and how we handle it, and our NinjaOne trial. If you stumbled upon this webinar and you don't use Ninja yet, there's a way to sign up and try it out. And here are some data sheets as well. So you can check all these out in the resources tab right there on your toolbar. But okay, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. Drum rolls in the chat, please. Let me see if I can find my winner that we have. And today's winner is Robert Beard. So, Robert, thanks for joining us. We'll be reaching out with, again, details on how we can do this prize, this new prize, this great NinjaOne customer of ours, Decked. Oh, yeah, and one other thing before we go, I just want to point out, if you haven't seen the G2 Fall Report, we got #1 in 11 categories, including PC backup. I felt that was relevant for today's webinar. So, that'll do it for me, though. And obviously, we wouldn't get that #1 without your work on this product, Dan. So thank you for that, and thanks for presenting today. And Nick, thank you for presenting. And thanks everyone for joining us. We'll see you on the next one.
Yep. A lot of love for you, Dan. Love it, guys. Thanks so much for showing up. Appreciate it.